Are you nuts about donuts? Then this donut cake is for you. Covered in pink and pink inside too. All you need is 430 grams of cake mix in a mixing bowl with 3 eggs. 300 millilitres of milk go into that, and we whisk it up using an electric whisk to make it faster. Once that's ready, we're going to pour it into our bunned cake tin mould. Of course, this is to give us our donut shape. So that goes in the oven to bake at 170 degrees for 30 minutes. Rising perfectly. And once it's ready, we take it out of the oven and we're going to slice it in half. Next, we're using a spoon and scooping out the inside so as to create a kind of moat effect around our donut. Removing the crumbs. We're going to add our white chocolate ganache, which we have coloured bright pink on the inside. That way you get a nice surprise when you cut into it. So we're going to cover the outside of our donut with brown buttercream icing, nice chocolatey colour. Cover every part of it, and then pink fondant icing. Brush a bit of water on that, ready to stick on our rainbow sprinkles. And there you have it, a giant donut cake. Gorgeous, luscious pink with rainbow sprinkles, a feast for the eyes. Bright and colourful with a super gooey, surprisingly pink inside. Yummy! Want to know how to make a super effective yet super easy unicorn cake? Well, Nyam Nyam are going to show you how, using loads of buttercream icing, vanilla cake, and of course fondant icing for the decorations, even edible paint. So, let's get started. First of all, get some yellow fondant icing and roll it into a sausage shape. Then we're going to wrap that around a popsicle stick to get a nice twisted unicorn horn. We can paint that with edible paint. We're using gold. Now we're going to get some white fondant icing and roll it out flat because we want to cut out some ears. 2 large ones and 2 smaller ones, which are going to be stuck onto the large ones for the inner ear. Next, we're going to fold them around a candle to make sure that they are nice and curvy, and use that gold paint to paint the inner ears. Next, we get our sponge cake and we coat it in buttercream icing, and we're going to layer it with 5 sponge cakes and buttercream icing in between each one. You can make your cake as tall as you like. Either pre-made cake from the shop or make it earlier. Completely coat it in buttercream icing. And then use some coloured buttercream frosting to pipe on for decorations. We're using different nozzles to create a floral effect. You could do any pattern you like. A little bit down the side. So this floral buttercream icing is going to look like the unicorn's hair. And then we're going to paint on some unicorn eyes with lashes using black food colouring. Stick in the horn and the ears, and there you have it. A giant macaron cake filled with buttercream and candies is surely going to impress your friends and family. Nyam Nyam brings to you this lovely macaron cake that is made with caster sugar, butter, eggs, flour and some food colour. So, let's get started. All you need is 227 grams of caster sugar and the same in butter. Whisk that together in a mixing bowl. Add 4 eggs to that, whisk that in too, and then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and 2 cups of self-raising flour with a pinch of baking powder. Whisk it all together with blue food dye. Right, that's going to be separated out into 2 baking tins to bake at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we get 114 grams of caster sugar and the same in butter. Mix those together in a bowl and add 2 eggs this time. Whisk it all up and add half a teaspoon of vanilla essence and 114 grams of self-raising flour. Bake that at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. Let it cool, and meanwhile you're going to start perfecting your blue cake. So we're going to just tidy it up, add some buttercream frosting, tidy it up again and cover it in blue fondant icing, cutting off the excess. Now we're going to get our vanilla cake and we're going to just cut the middle out. Turning your blue cake upside down, then putting on some icing to stick your ringed vanilla cake on top, filling the middle with candy. Add some more buttercream to stick on the final blue cake, which we have decorated just like we did the first one. Some more buttercream goes in the middle of those 2 slices and some pretty blue buttercream around the edge. Slice that up. And look at your gorgeous candy-filled giant macaron cake. Nyam Nyam brings to you a delicious and magical rainbow lava cake, just for you to make at home for your favourite person in the house. The inside of this molten cake is filled with bright, beautiful colours that erupt when you dig in. All you need is some coloured candy melts, butter, white chocolate, eggs, sugar, vanilla extract, flour and whipped cream. So, let's get started. All you need is some coloured candy melts. Melt those in 3 separate bowls, get a plastic sheet and then just drizzle them on one at a time with a spoon, creating a gorgeous, colourful rainbow effect. This is going to decorate your cake later. Put that aside. Meanwhile, get 1/3 cup of butter, mix that with 6 ounces of white chocolate, melt that in a jug and mix 1 egg white with 4 egg yolks in a separate mixing bowl. Once that's all been mixed together, you can add 1/4 cup of sugar and whisk it again. Now we're going to spoon in our melted butter and white chocolate mixture and a little dash of vanilla extract and 1/4 cup of flour. Once that's ready to go, we're going to spoon it into 3 separate bowls ready to colour for our rainbow cake. You can use any colours you like. What are your favourite colours? We're using red. Then we're going to use green. Finally, we're going to use some yellow food colouring, perfect to brighten up any special occasion. Stick a bit of baking paper in the bottom of a buttered oven-proof bowl and start to pour in your coloured mixtures, one at a time, side by side. Beautiful, then we're going to layer it, pouring different colours on top of different colours to make a gorgeous rainbow effect. You can use as many colours as you like. Now stick that in the oven at 200 degrees for just 11 to 12 minutes. It's super fast. Once it's ready, turn it upside down on a plate. Remove the baking paper and splodge some gorgeous whipped cream on top. As much as you like of that. Your candy melts are ready. Crack it in half and stick it on top for a finishing touch. Slice away and look at that. Gorgeous. When you take a basic cake and you're just going to make it into an absolutely fantastic showstopper, all you need is a basic vanilla sponge cake. Using kitchen roll, yes, kitchen roll, we can separate out our segments. We're going to make 3 deep holes in each of our segments. Now, in go our fillings. Nutella is going to go in the first segment, topped off with mixed nuts. Next, we're going to put blueberry flavoured cream cheese and some blueberry jam to top it all off. Then strawberry flavoured whipped cream and, of course, strawberry jam. Finally, orange flavoured whipped cream and, yes, orange jam. We're going to close up those holes because we have kept the top, our little lids there. Now we're going to add some cream cheese frosting on top, using an ice cream scoop for ease, spreading it out evenly. Now time to separate off our segments. So we're going to sprinkle some cocoa powder over the first segment. Over the third segment, we're going to grate some dried strawberry. We can remove our kitchen towel now. Then we're going to add blueberry jam. And finally, dried coconut. Now, dollops of whipped cream go on there. We're going to add chocolate bar and Oreo wafer roll. Next, some more whipped cream, of course, and a fresh blueberry and a sprig of mint. Our third option is going to be white chocolate and a fresh strawberry, of course. Last but not least, we're going to add some lime and marshmallow. You can be creative with this. Add whatever you like. Slice those up. And there we have it. Big square cake. Choose your flavour. Delicious. To bake our flamingo cake, all you need is 430 grams of cake mix and 3 eggs, 70 millilitres of oil, 300 millilitres of milk in a mixing bowl. Whisk that together. Yummy. Now we have our cake mix ready. We're going to stick it in our bundt cake tin mould, sprayed lightly with oil to stop it from sticking. Now that goes in the oven to bake for 30 minutes at 170 degrees. And once it's ready and slightly cooled, we add pink buttercream icing, covering the top and the sides, smoothing it over. Right, now we can add our rainbow sprinkles. Beautiful. It looks just like a giant donut. Right, we get our pink fondant icing, ready to roll out and manipulate into our flamingo shape, making a thick sausage shape with a bendy bit there at the top. That's going to be our neck and head of the flamingo. Next, we're rolling a ball and moulding it with our hands into a kind of teardrop shape. Do this a few times. These are going to, in fact, be the wings and the tail. Next, we're going to get a wooden stick, perhaps a cocktail stick or something slightly longer, and stick that in each end of our flamingo neck. We're going to do the same with the tail and the wings. This is so that we can attach it to our cake. Now we're just adding on a white and black fondant beak there, plus a dab of water to stick on the eye. And there you have it, a flamingo head. Right, now those are going to be placed perfectly on our bundt cake. The bundt cake's going to be the body of the flamingo, and we're going to stick on our wings and our tail, and of course our head. And there you have it, a beautiful, colourful rainbow flamingo cake. Almost too good to eat. Almost.